why do I always start down there? So, do you feel like you've gotten huge with the pandemic? I cannot stop looking at this whole area here. I feel like over the 2 years that have passed, I've grown 50% more faith. And I really saw it when I got rid of the beard. I actually got rid of the beard weeks ago. I trimmed it with scissors, and I just could not find the right wax in the store. And so I spent weeks just trying to take care of it myself. But what I'm saying is, today's not the first time I'm seeing all of this chin here, because even when I still had the goatee, it was trimmed down so that the multitude of sins my beard was concealing apparently suddenly became visible to me, and I was horrified. So what I want to share with you, the message that I want to share with you now is if you are horrified by the weight that you've gained, just keep in mind that love is the only thing that's going to solve it. Love is the only thing that's going to get you back to where you either were before or where you want to be. Self-love, gentleness, and a willingness to do something uncomfortable. So what do I want to title this message? If you feel huge, you can, love yourself back to wellness. I'll figure out a title, but, feeling huge, love yourself thin. Yeah, that sounds true. I hate this whole thin idea. Love yourself thin. Just love yourself back to wellness. Part of the problem with the pandemic is it compounded mental health issues for a lot of people and just gave people without mental health issues some mental health issues. That's what it did. She said, "Here, let me bestow upon thee that which much of the nation discusses, their mental health problems." And here you somebody who didn't have those problems, so you could just look at those poor people with their problems in their heads. Not me. They're but for the, what do they say, they're but for the glory of God's go eye or something? Or they're but for the, so not me, thank God, thank goodness. But now for a lot of people it is. I think there's a lot of people who have health issues, mental health issues right now, who didn't before the pandemic. But for those of us who were multiply gifted in that area, we just got worse. So for me, I already had an eating disorder that I'm in treatment for. I already had issues with not being as exercising as I should, but at least I was leaving the house 3 to 5 times a week for treatment, for individual and group therapy. So leaving the house, living in the suburbs, meant walking, a good 20 minutes to the bus, 20 to 30 depending on which bus I was taking. So I was getting cardio several times a week. So my weight was at 227, pretty steady. Now I'm in the 240s. And I'm so sedentary. I have arthritis now. And I'm kind of not happy at home, and so I just take to the bed and watch YouTube all day. And it's just not good. It's just not good. So sometimes I look at myself in the mirror and I feel horrible. I feel like, what am I doing to myself? And yet I don't have the strength or willingness to make a big change. Again, it's not about the big changes, it's the small steps that we can take every day. So the only time I've ever received any progress made significant progress in my life has been when I thought about compassion. And, it's so easy for us to beat ourselves up, especially depending on how we grew up, A lot of us grew up being chastised for our weight, even by our parents. Sometimes it's a well-meaning thing. Mother wants to put you in a class or start you on a drug or something like that, but thank goodness I didn't have to go through that. But I grew up definitely knowing, Jane Saunders went through a similar thing where her father let her know that fat was not where it's at. I grew up with an added bonus of where I got fat so that I could not get beaten and molested. And it worked like a charm, and that's part of why I hold on to it, because I feel safe in my bigger body. Did you tune in for this part of today's lesson? So if you feel like you've gotten way bigger during the pandemic than you would ever imagine that you would be, and you're having difficulty, getting on a bicycle or jogging around the block. Here's the thing, even with me, I could go for walks, but I live in a neighborhood where people kind of are lax in locking up their damn dogs. I've had several dogs run up on me, and one pit bull almost mauled me because the person who was holding him back could just barely hold him back, So when I go walking, I have an umbrella with me right now because I had Googled how to fight off a dog if a dog's attacking you. And so I know that have something that they can hold on to because they really want to hold on to something. So instead of your arm, just give them something else. So I walk around with an umbrella. But this triggers my PTSD because I'm walking around. What I'm saying is I'm not really motivated to exercise. I'm motivated to not die. So I feel like I should exercise so that I don't die. So I just do little things. I'm grateful for the fact that there are 2 flights of stairs in my house. And so I am taking stairs, thank goodness. I try to do little calisthenics now and then. Try to do something. But what I remind myself is, this weight didn't come on suddenly. It took 2 years for this weight to come on. Most likely, whatever you're dealing with weight-wise, it didn't come on overnight. It took months and months and months and months and probably years to pile on and add on. So give yourself some time to take some steps that will, over time, show some progress. And try different things. Intermittent fasting works for me. I just need help and support to continue it. It's hard that I live with somebody who's half Italian and lives and breathes the mantra, manja, manja. He's really a feeder, and I'm a food addict, so it's really hard to say no a lot of times, and I definitely overeat. I'll eat dinner at my time, and then 2 hours later he'll cook dinner, and then I'll eat his dinner too. It's horrible. So I'm dealing with a lot of things. But you know what? You're helping me. I hope that these messages help you. Because that's something that really helps us all do better. If we feel like we're supporting each other and we feel like we're not alone, then we can get better. So hopefully over time I'll be reporting some progress. And I hope that you will too. All right? Take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself because you are worthy of that and so much more.